there are criteria, and Isaiah Thomas, the great Isaiah Thomas of Detroit legend fame, NBA legend fame, came out and pointed that out, that when you are the number one scoring option, the leading scorer on the best team in basketball, your name is usually mentioned in MVP discussions. And all we are hearing is Embiid, Jokic, and Giannis. That's it. Those are the three names I'm hearing when it comes to MVP. Well, meanwhile, Devin Booker out here dropping 26, 5, and 5, increased it to 28, 5, and 7 after CP3 went down. Everyone was worried about how the Suns were going to do once CP3 went down right before the All-Star break. Well, the Suns have gone 11 and 4 so far without CP3, held on to their lead in the first, is the reason behind it.
I love Devin Booker. I just professed my love for Devin Booker. Now I feel like I don't want to sit here and just hate on the man, but there's a reason that he's not in the MVP discussion, because it really shouldn't be. It's all the crowded field now. I understand what Isaiah Thomas is saying. Best player, best team, leading scorer usually gets that. Isaiah, the game changed. The advanced stats nerds, they came in and they just turned over. There's a whole MVP discussion, which is why you have guys like Jokic, like Embiid, and like Giannis who are on the MVP ballot. And I think rightfully so. I think these guys probably have the biggest impacts on their team just in general. I mean, especially you look at what Jokic is doing without Michael Porter Jr., without Jamal Murray, still keeping the Nuggets in the thick of things, and the numbers that he's putting up. And it's kind of a little bit of that too, right? It's the numbers, like 26, 5, and 5. We just talked about it with Cade, 22, 7, and 7. Those don't seem so far off. And not that they're not good, but if you looked at those numbers in like the 80s or early 90s when Isaiah Thomas was playing, they look way better than they do now when you have guys putting up 30, 10, and 7. And I think even probably Luka will get some more MVP love than Devin Booker will, with the way he's been performing this year. And you mentioned criteria. It seemed like there used to be a certain fit criteria, and now it's just all over the place. It's like the guy the media says is going to be the MVP 20 games into the season has the upper hand up until game 65. And then people start saying, well, what about X, Y, and Z? And it just seems like that's the way that not only the discussion goes, it sort of seems like that's the way that it's voted on as well.
I'm telling you right now, if Joker wins MVP with the 6th seed in the West, because that's what his team is right now, I ain't watching the NBA for at least a day or two, because that was the entire argument against 2 of Kobe Bryant's MVPs that were stolen from him, was that, oh, well, he's on the 6th team in the West or the 7th team in the West. You can't give it to a guy who's not in the top 4 of his conference. I don't care how well he's playing. I don't want to hear it. It ain't fair. It's an absolute crap rule. Look, again, not saying Booker should win it this year, but I think being the best player, leading scorer on the best team at least gets you into the conversation. Because look, what Embiid is doing is ridiculous. Basically 30 points, 11 rebounds, 4 assists. The Sixers are 2 in the East. Giannis, basically 30 points, 12 rebounds, 6 assists. The Bucks are 3rd in the East, same record as the Sixers. And then Joker, 26 points, 14 rebounds, 8 assists, almost a triple-double with the 6th seed Denver Nuggets in the West. Their numbers are ridiculous, and you're not going to get those kind of numbers from Booker because Booker's not going to rebound like that. All 3 of the guys I just said are 7-footers.